Hey Scorpio, how are we? Just doing our weekly reading. This week we're actually sort of doing a little bit more than just the week. We're looking at the end of October, see what is going on for you, anything that you need to be aware of. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do super appreciate that. And it also helps you stay up to date with all the readings. Next week we will have some Halloween themed readings coming through, looking at November's energy, so definitely stay tuned for those. Today we are using the Wing, Hoof and Paw Animal Companion Oracle. I also have here the Yin Yang Oracle, and tying everything together today with the Slavic Folklore Lenormand. All right, I am doing a little bit of a twist on the Celtic Cross layout today, but I'll grab all the cards out for you, Scorpio, and we'll sort of go from there. All right, so we're going to start off looking at your main energy. The main energy for Scorpio for the end of October. Scorpio, what's going on for Scorpio, the end of October? Anything Scorpio needs to be aware of? Scorpio, I'm feeling a little bit hyped up and sing-songy for your energy. It's and no wonder. Oh my gosh, no wonder I felt it right before I drew the card. But like I said, I'm going to draw all the cards out. But the main energy for you, the supporting energy here for the main overview for Scorpio. Scorpio, what's going on for Scorpio the end of October, please? I just love that, Scorpio, when it's like I start picking up on something and then the card comes out right after I pick up on it. So validation or something like that, guys. Looking at all the energy around you, Scorpio, starting off with the external influences around Scorpio. Just clarify that, actually. Yep. Oh, okay. The challenges and obstacles that Scorpio might be facing. The advice for Scorpio. And then the outcomes. Oh, okay. Interesting. All right. So very, very interesting messages for you, Scorpio. Starting off, like I said, I was going to be hyped up, sing-songy kind of energy. And then we see playfulness, the otter. Okay, so that's all about playfulness. I do feel it's important to mention too that, otters choose rocks for the ones that they care about as well. So I don't know exactly the reference to you personally when it comes to someone giving you their rock, that they choose a rock for you and they give you their favorite rock, and it's like, I like you, you're my person. A lot of the time it's very interesting, very playful, kind of fun energy, otters. I love otters. I was so disappointed when we went to the zoo last week that the otters were not actually in the habitat. When we went to the otter habitat, I was like, where are they? I was so upset. They were one of the main animals I wanted to see at the zoo. The supporting energy here, we do have the star coming through first. That is a super awesome energy for you to start with, Scorpio, because the star is all about our wishes and our dreams, our goals coming into fruition. All right, so staying hopeful and optimistic, being very playful with the energy at the end of October here. Just enjoying it, enjoying life and getting out there and having fun, doing whatever you're doing, going on adventures, and if there's no adventures to be had, making your own. Definitely make your own as well. I tell people all the time, if you walk past the park and you see the swings and you want to go on them, just go on them. It's not a rule that you're an adult, you can't do that. I go on the swings all the time. But we do also see the clouds coming through here. Okay, so you may just be finding yourself a little bit confused because what I'm kind of picking up here is that, especially when it comes to your goals coming into fruition here, you may just be a little bit confused and have, it's kind of like, when you're outside looking at the stars and a cloud comes in front of the stars and you're like, I know the general direction that star is in, but I can't actually physically see it. And that's kind of what's happening here. It's like, I know that I have this goal in mind, and I know, what it is that I want, but I'm just not entirely, I just can't see it. I just can't quite see it. So you're just struggling a little bit this week, actually seeing how these things are going to come into fruition for you, or the path that you should take in order to manifest those. For some of you, you're definitely overthinking those goals a little bit too much here. You're kind of clouding it yourself. Just getting a little bit anxious about, how am I ever going to achieve this? How am I ever going to have that? That's why the playfulness energy is coming in so strong, because that's actually what's going to clear that energy out and clear out that overthinking. And it's kind of having a little bit more the faith of what a child would have. That playfulness energy. It's like children have that goal in mind, and they don't know how it's going to happen. They just go, it's going to happen. When I grow up, I'm going to be an astronaut. I don't need to see all the steps that I have to take in order to become an astronaut, but I believe in myself, and I know that it's fun. Being an astronaut is going to be so much fun, and I'm going to be an astronaut. They have a little bit. It's like that playful energy coming through. Once again here, that sometimes it doesn't matter if you can't see the star itself. Just knowing that it's there for you is enough. That doesn't matter how many clouds come in front of that, that it's there. So that you're going to get that come true, even if you're not sure how, or even if it doesn't look like it is. Just try to be a bit more, chillax, I suppose, a bit more playful with it, and not sort of get up in your head about it as much as what you are at the moment, Scorpio. Okay. The external influences, we have the Knight, the Rider, coming in fast. Very quick energy for you at the end of October here. So there may be some things coming in really quickly around your energy at the moment, Scorpio. You guys are one of the ones that I have kind of flagged as having just very quick changes occurring around October, November anyway. But there is good news on the way coming in really, really quickly to do with love. That's clarified by the heart. Okay, so good news on the love front. Good news on, it's forgiveness for some of you. It's like unconditional love for some of you. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's romantic love, but it's knowing that you are loved kind of energy. Knowing that the universe has kind of got your back, and that it's okay for you to follow your heart and your desires, and love, and be vulnerable with yourself, and open your heart a little bit more to the world in general. There's some good news coming in quick, and it's coming in with love. It's a very loving energy. It's going to make you feel loved. It's going to make you feel whole, a little bit more wholeness. It's going to make you feel like, I'm hearing for someone too, your karma is being forgiven for someone there, and that's the good news on the way, that you're being forgiven, not necessarily by someone, but by the universe, if that makes sense for someone there as well. The challenges or obstacles that you're facing this week, we have the dog. Okay, so the dog is actually man's best friend. Well, it's the wolf in this particular deck, but that's loyalty, support, and friendship. That's companionship, and someone who is very supportive and understanding, loyalty. So that's a bit of a challenge or an obstacle for you this at the minute. So the end of October here. So I feel like it's more to do with you fighting yourself a little bit here about this, Scorpio, that you're feeling like you should be more loyal to some people, but because it's like you've got this other loyalty, like it's kind of like you're feeling like you've got multiple loyalties here, and you're trying to work out which one, but it's kind of telling me like, why not both? But that's why it's a challenge for you, because you kind of need to work that out for yourself, that you can still be loyal to X whilst still being loyal to Z. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can be loyal to both of these things. You can be supportive to both of these things. I feel like for a lot of you, it's people, different people. It's kind of it's kind of talking about, you know, as an example here, because this is, you know, it's going to be different for everyone, but you've got two friends in your life that need your support. How do I choose which one to go and spend time with? Well, why not both? Why not meet them both out somewhere else? You don't have to go to their house to give them support. Maybe you can invite them both out, and then that actually offers even more support because somebody else is there going through a hard time as well, and you're supporting both of them. And then they can then help you support each other as well. And, you know, sometimes helping others really helps us help ourselves as well, just by being able to help somebody else. So, you know, sometimes if I'm needing support from somebody, and then somebody else comes and gives me like a need to support them, it helps me need less support from the first. I hope that makes sense. But that's what's coming through here, especially because your advice is the stork, which this is the herald in this particular deck, but it's the stork energy, which stirs up new ideas and new perspectives, new ways of doing things. So it's kind of telling you, you know, that you can overcome this challenge, this issue around the loyalty aspects, the support to aspect here, by coming up with a new way, a new perspective of looking at how you're offering that support. All right. So you can maybe offer it in a different way. Maybe you can, you know, come up with some sort of other idea. So your advice is to, you know, stir things up and really try to come up with new ideas, new perspectives on how can I change this and how can I make this work for everyone involved, not just, you know, one person, and not feeling like I need to prioritize. How can I make it all work? So I feel like there is an answer for you this week, that there is actually an answer for you, that it's just about stirring up new ideas and new perspectives, and then that will help with things flow and get that movement happening once again. Because I do feel that this is coming through very specifically, that it's like, kind of like, I just keep getting the same example here. It's like two people both vying for your loyalty, both vying for your support at the same time, and you're kind of like, I can't be split in two, guys. But no, you can't be split in two, but there is another option. There is another answer to this. There is a solution for you here on how I can be all of those things, but still also the person I need to be for me. So there is an answer here, I do feel, for a lot of you. All right, so keep that in mind. Your advice is to stir it up, stir it up, and try things that are new and different, and come up with new ideas and new perspectives, and you will sort that out. The outcome we have for you is the bear. There's that supportive, nurturing energy. You're protecting everything here. It's not protecting one thing over another. It's protecting all of it. It's protecting yourself and your best interests. It's needing to place boundaries up as well. So the outcome may be that some boundaries need to be put up here. So I can support you on Tuesday, but I can't support you on Wednesday, you know, and that's just a boundary that needs to be put up. And it's beneficial for everyone involved. You know, boundaries are there for a reason, and it's not saying that I'm not going to help you, I'm not going to support you, I'm not loyal to you. It's that there's just a boundary there that I can't do. That I can't be all. I can't be everything for everyone all the time. You know, what about me as well? You know. So you're standing confident and tall and strong and powerful and protective. All right. So you're protective and nurturing as an outcome here, but also taking into consideration boundaries may need to be put up. You know, not harsh boundaries, but just those gentle boundaries that are still protective and nurturing of yourself as well as others. Okay, so all in all, it does actually feel like we're moving into some positive changes and some positive energy for you at the minute, Scorpio. But we'll see what extra messages want to come out for you as well. Scorpio, extra messages for Scorpio for the end of October. Anything else Scorpio needs to be aware of for the end of October, please? Okay, so firstly we have the higher self activation. Okay, so this is, you coming from a much more positive zone within yourself, and that's once again why, that forgiveness, that love from the universe is coming through strongly over there. That because you are, acting this, this week in a much higher elevated form of self, much more truthful expression of yourself this week. Okay, which I love to see that for you. You are I do see this detachment, cold energy coming through as well, but that doesn't really. Just give me a sec. My doorbell has just rung. Won't be a sec. Okay, sorry about the weird pause there, Scorpio. It was just my handyman, so I had to sort that out. But I wanted to clarify that cold and detachment card for you anyway. So let's have a look. Clarify that. What exactly is that in regard to? Because it doesn't feel like Scorpio's main energy here. Okay, so that's something that you're putting to rest. All right, we have the tree and the grave coming through, this is the coffin, the grave. So the tree talks about growth, healing. All right, and so part of your higher self activation, part of your truth, your expression, is that you're actually putting that to rest. The cold detachment side of yourself, where you may have found in the past you have you know felt detached from these situations, and you've kind of gone, oh, well, I can't offer myself and support to both of these people, so I'll offer it to no one. I'll just detach from the situation completely. You're overcoming that. You're healing from that. You're putting that to rest. And the coffin does talk about things coming to an end, so that a new form can be reborn. And so that's what's kind of happening here. The parts of yourself that you have maybe deemed cold or detached in the past, you're kind of healing. You've healed from that. You've grown, you've matured, and you're acting in more wiser ways, and you've put that to rest, so that you can sort of, you know, move away from that energy when it's unnecessary within yourself. Because so it's part of your truth coming through, that you don't need to detach, you don't need to be cold to situations when they're not, when they stress you out a little bit or whatever. You can actually now do that in a much more mature, wise way. You can deal with those sorts of situations. So I think it's just wanting you to sort of see that about yourself a little bit here, with that higher self activation and the expression of your truth, to realize that the version of you that you have become is not necessarily stuck in the same patterns and paths of detachment that you may have been in the past. That there's something about this love energy that's coming in for you, and the focus on the playfulness, that you're able to actually detach from prior versions of yourself that maybe weren't able to deal in the same way that you are now. So all in all, a pretty positive energy for you there, Scorpio. But you're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel. Keep an eye out for next week's Halloween-themed readings. And I'll see you all again soon.